everyone, this is Archive 12, and today we have a new fan film. And this is a long one, so be prepared. This is going to be one of those longer form videos that I normally post for things like Amazing Digital Circus or whatnot. This is a 25-minute and 34-second video. Nemesis Prime versus Megatron by Johnnyflash. Now, I have followed many of Johnnyflash's like shorts and short form animations. Fantastic creator, excellent animator, expert in knowing how to do these kind of animations. And the fact that Johnny really likes using the War and Fall of Cybertron models and set pieces is, in my opinion, like that's the best. That's the best part of many of these, because of the fact that those models are amazing. And the more he does this, the more I'm hoping we get some additional attention onto War and Fall of Cybertron, so we get a freaking remaster. Like, seriously. I forget who owns the Transformers game. I think it's Activision. Give us a remaster of Fall of Cybertron so we can play the freaking multiplayer again. Anybody who missed out on that multiplayer is missing out on one of the best experiences that I've ever had for competitive multiplayer. It was a niche community, but it was Transformers as a PvP multiplayer deathmatch style games or capture the flag. Like it was a lot of fun, and I miss it, and I desire to have that multiplayer experience back. So the more that these kind of fan films pop out, I'm hoping the more interest is shown in those. So that's what we're looking at today, is this fan film and the setting of Fall of Cybertron, and it's Nemesis Prime versus Megatron. So that makes it very interesting, because Flash is known for using Nemesis Prime and especially Shattered Glass Optimus for many of his fan films. And so seeing Nemesis Prime against Megatron, I think that'll be interesting. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch this without my commentary, because I will be pausing, I will be talking about it. And also down below is a link to my Patreon, where you can find longer form reaction videos like this video over there for free or as little as $1. Solo Leveling episode 1 just came out yesterday. Episode 2 came out yesterday for my $3 tier, and episode 1 is free. Dragon Ball Daima episode 5 will be released sometime very soon, as will Dr. Stone episode 3, because I need to get back onto that. And Star Wars Skeleton Crew. I'm trying to revamp and really push my Patreon. So if you guys want to continue supporting me, go over there and check it out. Without further ado, let's get started.
One shall stand, all shall fall.
Hold on. Let's get that in 4K. I love this merch, though.
Cybertron, our home, desecrated by war. A war you tried so desperately to avoid. And yet, here we are, on the same side of the battlefield. Makes me wonder why this war started in the first place. I still remember the day when we met with the High Council. The title of Prime was mine for the taking. But you were always favored among the elders. I never expected the one person I trusted more than anyone to betray me. And now, seeing you betray your own people, I can't help but see a bitter echo of the past. But it's clear to me now that you've changed. You have done well as my temporary replacement, and for that, I shall greatly reward you as my newest second-in-command. If you swear your allegiance to me, we can finally put our history in the past where it belongs and work together again as brothers.
I like the fact that this is actually more machinima right now than traditional animation. I imagine that the traditional animation is coming, but this is acting more like Red versus Blue in terms of that they're using the actual game to do this scene. The voice acting, great. Like I feel like this could have come straight out of a comic book. And that's one of the things that I love about the War and especially Fall of Cybertron setting, is that these characters with the slight CG shading, And the way that like this now, I guess 2 gens ago graphics are very rough. It looks like it was ripped out of a comic book. I really enjoy seeing that kind of like animation style brought to life in this game. And this feels very natural. This feels very much what you would expect like Nemesis Prime and Megatron to sound like, although we haven't heard Nemesis yet. But do you know what I mean? Like this is how I would imagine this interaction to go in a comic, and the visuals just match that. The only thing that's off about it is the stances, because these are obviously combat stances for the characters in the machinima, or in the video game. But I mean, we've had Red versus Blue for over 20 years now. We know what to expect when it comes to that. So like, it still makes sense.
Your reign is over, Megatron. The Decepticons follow me now.
What do you know of loyalty, Prime? The moment you gain someone's trust, you turn your back on them. And let's not forget which side you started on. A redesignation and difference in appearance will never change that. You may run from it, disguise it even, but deep down under that facade, you're still the same pathetic Optimus Prime. I can see it. You're worried. Worried that all the betrayals, the deaths of your brothers, could all be for nothing. Or maybe, just maybe, you're terrified to admit that I'm right. It doesn't matter. Eventually, you will crack. That disguise you cling to will shatter, and everyone will witness you as the false prophet you've always been. And when that time comes, you'll remember one absolute truth. I am the Decepticons.
Megatron's voice sounds really, really good, but it makes my voice box hurt. My throat hurts thinking about how you would make that voice sound like that. It is impressive. And like, all I can think of is you've got to be drinking a lot of freaking tea in order to make sure that you don't blow your voice box.
The cycle will never end with you.
What?
Throughout history, there have always been those who believed that their destructive methods would bring an everlasting era of peace. Many.
I think the thing I like about how Nemesis being portrayed right now is that it sounds like Peter Cullen is talking. Like the mannerisms, the inflections. This sounds like Peter Cullen. It doesn't just sound like someone who's trying to imitate Peter Cullen. The actual voice, it obviously sounds like an impersonation, but the way that it sounds in terms of like the inflections, the way that the words are coming out and being enunciated, it sounds like Peter Cullen's voice.
Their destructive methods would bring an everlasting era of peace. Many have tried, all have failed.
Our destructive methods are the result of your Autobot corruption. You brought this upon yourselves.
You are correct.
Then we are in agreement.
Partially. The Autobots were wrong to oppress the lower class, but the fault falls on no one. This outcome was inevitable. One might even say, predetermined. You see, it is the natural push and pull of society. The oppressed and the oppressors, the strong and the weak. Autobots and Decepticons. It will never end. As long as there are those who seek power, and those who seek justice. But power itself is a paradox, capable of both fostering greatness and unleashing unimaginable cruelty. Then the question arises, does power corrupt a good soul, or does it merely reveal what is already underneath?
Power corrupts the weak. Those who cower beneath its weight or crave it without purpose are consumed by it. But those who are truly worthy, power doesn't corrupt. It liberates, tears away the chains of false morality, and reveals the truth. That survival belongs to only those bold enough to seize it.
The arguments they're making are they're arguments that have been like sported by many different characters throughout like most of media. The thing I find most interesting is the way that Megatron is talking almost sounds like a Sith Lord. You know, it sounds like what you would expect, like Darth Vader or Palpatine or some of the Sith Lords, especially from like old Star Wars: The Old Republic, like Darth Barris, to speak about. Like the fact that power doesn't corrupt, it liberates. Like that's basically the Sith tenet. Like power brings victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. It's literally the argument he's making here. Ironically enough, however, that same type of power does in fact bring chains with it. Like in order to maintain hold of that power, you are stuck in a specific pattern. Like you can't break free of that pattern without losing your power base. So like the irony of ironies is that like Megatron is talking about like power bringing liberation, but power brings its own chains. Nemesis Prime is making almost a counter argument. It's kind of like a mixture of a counter argument and an agreement. In that he's talking about how power corrupts like everybody, not just the undeserving. And in addition to that, he's also referring to the fact that like he thought that like his original thought process as Optimus Prime was the valid point up until he was proven it wasn't. Now, obviously, we don't know what that point was. In every single iteration, Nemesis Prime is a little bit different. Sometimes he is a corrupted Optimus. Sometimes he's Optimus's clone. Sometimes he's a doppelganger created by the human, the human government to try and infiltrate the Autobots as Optimus Prime. Like every iteration of Nemesis Prime is just a tiny bit different. But what I like about this version of Nemesis is this feels like it was Optimus who turned to the dark side. Like this is the opposite of what we get nowadays with Megatron, where Megatron finds that what he's been fighting for has been like a lie, has been like it's been wrong. And so he flips to the Autobots to try and correct his mistake. Because he realizes he became the very thing he was swearing to destroy. Again, every iteration of Megatron's a little bit different, but the iteration that we're getting here is definitely more in tune with like G1 Megatron and Transformers Prime Megatron, where like they are so convinced that what they're doing is correct that they will not hear any other argument. And we're getting this like, again, point and partial agreement, partial counterpoint, where Nemesis is arguing that like Megatron's overall philosophy is correct, but his methodology is flawed, if that makes sense. And Megatron, obviously, as being the stubborn asshole that he is, isn't going to accept that. So now we've got like these two individuals who have different ideas to get to the same point, different ideas on how to get to the same goal, and that's going to come to an head. Like I think that's where we're going with this.
You believe power reveals one's truth. I once thought as you do. But over time, I've come to understand that no individual is immune to its corruption. Even the strongest wills erode. The primes before me stand as evidence of that truth. Society cannot function justly while power remains its foundation, because power is corruption.
I do like the fact that this is Nemesis Prime talking, but I wish that we would get like an alternate version of this where it's Optimus, where it's like Optimus, obviously in his quote unquote prime, like as the stalwart defender of truth and justice and right versus wrong, having the same argument basically, but hearing his side of the story rather than the corrupted Optimus only. I'm kind of curious to see how that would go.
And yet, it is the very thread that holds society together. But what if power ceases to be the currency of existence?
Why do you speak of such delusions to me?
Because, Megatron, it is important to know the cause to develop a solution.
And that is? And they say I'm the mad one. Do you think anyone would consider your sick fantasy living?
If your cause is truly for Cybertron, submit and entrust the Decepticons to me, or rebel and pay the ultimate price.
If you succeed, there will be no future for any of us. I will never submit to you.
Perhaps I wasn't clear. To ensure the survival of our planet, leadership of the Decepticons must...
Enough of this! I don't want to hear another word of your ridiculous crusade. You are either with me or against me.
Here we go.
Through my will alone shall Cybertron be restored.
Under your reign, you've destroyed our planet, polluted its life-giving energon, and desecrated the lands. Your methods will only be the catalyst of...
Cybertron is looking pretty weathered right now. Like, it looks like a hole got blown through it. Nemesis might actually have a point.
Cybertron's destruction. You speak of being the only worthy vessel to lead. But on the contrary, Megatron, you are the most unworthy of all.
How dare you! Lord Megatron. Permission to open fire.
You are right about one thing, Megatron. No matter how hard I may try, there will always be those who look to you as their rightful leader. But as long as I still function, the throne will never be big enough for you and I to coexist.
Then it shall be decided. I, Lord Megatron, challenge you to the pits of Kaon in glorious combat. The one who stands shall lead.
Okay. This is what I was expecting. I was expecting this to be a one-on-one fight because I kind of figured someone like Soundwave would probably pop up. Soundwave is so deathly loyal to Megatron that, like, he would not accept Nemesis Prime as the permanent ruler as long as Megatron functions. So, yeah, no, I expected this. I fully expected this confrontation to come to a head in, like, a one-on-one duel. It reminds me of the G1 episode where Megatron and Optimus decide to fight. That's where, like, the fact that Megatron uses a mace and Optimus uses a sword, or excuse me, an axe, comes out because they have their one-on-one melee duel. But Megatron cheats and gains, like, powers from all of the other Decepticons where Optimus tries to fight fair. And Optimus is defeated in that, but it turns out that Megatron cheated, so it wasn't necessarily a one-on-one fight. It was like all Decepticons versus Optimus housed as manifestations inside Megatron's body sort of fight. That's what this kind of reminds me of right now, is that, like, this is aiming for, like, a Decepticon versus Decepticon variant of that fight. I don't know whether or not Megatron's going to cheat. Different iterations of Megatron are usually more honorable than the G1 Megatron, but I suppose we'll have to find out.
And the one who falls shall perish.
I accept. But know this, Megatron. When the dust settles, when the husk is removed, you will learn just how fragile loyalty can be.
You've already proven that. My lord, do you require aid? Never interfere again, Soundwave.
It does make me significantly curious as to what turned Optimus to Nemesis Prime. Like, legitimately, I kind of want to know what Optimus went through to become the Decepticon leader.
Probability of victory stands at 50%. Spare me your calculations. Numbers mean nothing when my will is absolute. Affirmative.
Oh, now we're getting into the animation, I think. I think this is no longer like the standard machinima. This looks more like animation. Obviously, I think because of the way the models are, you're not going to see Megatron's mouth move. But I mean, it's more about like the feeling that's being invoked here rather than like detail like that.
Though your transformation cog was confiscated in accordance to gladiatorial protocol, I've managed to secure a replacement from a compatible donor. What are you implying? We can install this cog into your system before you enter. To avoid detection, vehicular transformation has been disabled, but your alternate weapon systems will remain fully operational. You will be able to proceed into the arena armed, increasing your chances of success should the situation. Enough! I'll rip him apart with my bare hands.
Okay, yeah, see, like this is definitely mirroring the Optimus and Megatron G1 fight because he's cheating, even if he claims that he's not.
He is unlike your previous encounters, and yet he'll fall just like the other primes before him. Wait. Be quick with it, Soundwave. The arena awaits. This body, this mind, it is your final iteration. When a memory file is transferred to a new host, the original copy is erased. No further memory backups were possible when you were resurrected. If you fall today, it will be definitive. Should you permit it, I can run a scan, a new copy, take it while your systems remain intact, to ensure your mind endures. It will not be possible to scan a copy if your vital functions cease.
Curious. Normally, many times, Megatron would have taken that offer just to ensure his own survival, but I think this is personal. I think this is a little too personal at this point because he's throwing caution to the wind and being like, I'm going to take care of this on my own.
Whatever happens in that arena, I just want to say thank you. From the moment you took me under your command, I've dedicated my life to the Decepticon cause because you gave me purpose. You gave me reason. There is no future where I do not stand by your side. And as I am bound, so are countless others. You need not fight for loyalty, for it is already yours. I believe in you. I always have. You insult me, Soundwave.
Wow, what is that? Like, I don't understand Megatron's reasoning here. Like, Megatron, again, different iterations, different versions of Megatron, but like Megatron, typically speaking, values the loyalty of those most loyal to him. It's the reason why he entrusts Soundwave and Laserbeak and in most circumstances Shockwave to being able to like fulfill his duties, fulfill his whims, and why he doesn't look to Starscream or other Decepticons like Starscream with nearly as much I guess affinity. So like to have him say that like he's insulted by Soundwave's confession feels weird to me, because normally I would imagine Megatron like not necessarily would be moved by the confession, but would have acknowledged that that loyalty is there, period. Maybe not necessarily saying thank you for it, but have acknowledged that he is like that he has a lifelong compatriot that will follow him to the end. So I guess I'm just kind of curious. I suppose he's going to explain it, but I'm kind of curious as to why he said he was insulted.
Do you hold him in such high regard that you believe I would require such an advantage? Do you doubt me so much that you've come to utter your final words?
No, I would never doubt you.
You lying, worthless wretch! You speak of faith, yet your actions betray you. You claim to believe, yet you prepare for my failure. You speak of loyalty, yet when the time came, you abandoned my true form without a second thought.
I kind of understand where Megatron's coming with this. He feels he feels insulted because of the fact that Soundwave is doing everything in his power to protect Megatron and not allowing Megatron to do this on his own, to do this through his own merit and power. I think that's why he's upset. I still don't think this is right, because Soundwave is doing everything in his power to maintain the status quo, and Megatron, I think, might be feeling like his honor's been insulted. That's the one conclusion I can come from this, is that Megatron is looking at this as an insult to his honor and abilities because of the fact that Soundwave is so loyal to him and wants him to survive so badly that he's willing to try and break the rules and not allow Megatron to do this on his own to maintain Megatron's life.
And cast it aside. You sentenced me to death. You failed me. Your efficiency is only exceeded by your utter lack of faith. Enough of this foolish sentiment, Soundwave. You are meant to do my bidding. You do not question. You do not waver. You exist to obey, never change. Because in the end, everyone betrays.
I wonder if that's foreshadowing. I'm wondering if, because of that interaction, Megatron is going to cause Soundwave to betray. I wonder if Soundwave is going to flip to Nemesis Prime's side because Megatron discredited his admission and confession. I saw Soundwave tense there. Yeah, he closed his fists. He got a lot more tense. That's got to be an indicator. That has to be something there.
So, it's all come down to this. One last fight to end it all. You and I both know, Prime, that I will always be the face of the Decepticons. I was there in its inception.
I'm just going to say this right now. Optimus has a better look as the quote unquote face of the Decepticons than Megatron. I've always wondered whether or not the Optimus or the Autobot and Decepticon symbols were supposed to be reversed, since Megatron actually has like visible facial features and Optimus has the facial mask. And this Decepticon symbol, which I know is based off of Soundwave's head, looks more like Optimus, while the Autobot symbol kind of sort of looks more like Megatron to a certain degree. But I've never had any conclusive proof, nor have I looked into that. But I've always felt that like Optimus would look more like the quote unquote face of the Decepticons than Megatron, and vice versa. So I just find it funny that he's just that Megatron is just throwing that out there and saying that.
And I will be remembered for centuries, long after I'm gone.
You are wrong. You will be forgotten, discarded, left to rust in the annals of history. I will personally make sure of that.
And how do you plan on tainting such a legacy?
Simple. By removing its head.
Ho 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 ho! Ho 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 ho! Oh, he switched back to Optimus colors for this. I mean, I know that was just for probably for one scene to show that Optimus isn't entirely gone, but this is why I wanted like an alternate version of this where it's Optimus versus Megatron instead of Megatron versus Nemesis. Because this would be an interesting bout with completely different dialogue, but yet the same tone if this was Optimus and Megatron and not Nemesis and Megatron.
Pity. You've come all this way. Killed so many of your people. Just to die here, in my world. Was it worth it?
I like how I like how Nemesis tried to fence with a giant ass sword like that. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, it looks like Soundwave wasn't entirely wrong, was it, Megatron? Like that right there, he just proved Soundwave correct by using the transformation cog. That Megatron was practically dead to rights otherwise. Uh-oh. But now, okay, so now here's the question, because Soundwave gave him the transformation cog, but Megatron was horribly ungrateful for it, right? Now he sees that Megatron has used the transformation cog to activate his cannon. But after the ass whooping that Megatron just gave Soundwave, is Soundwave going to stay loyal, basically? Because the fact that Megatron admitted he needed Soundwave's help? Or is Soundwave going to look at Megatron as if he's a hypocrite because I think it's the second, because I think Megatron may have like fundamentally damaged Soundwave's confidence in Megatron as a leader. Oh my God! That was an amazing counter. Oh, when he shoulder tackled Megatron, he pulled the sword out? I didn't even see that.
You're finished.
Oh my God, oh my God. Megatron's getting the business. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. What just happened? Triple impaled from the first sword toss, and now having both swords in his stomach. Is he a dog and just like tilting his head? That was like a psychopath right there, just like. That, I think that's Swindle. I can't remember if that's Swindle or Barricade, but I think that might be Swindle.
No one will save you.
Wait.
Oh my God. This is so much more brutal than I expected.
The High Council will sound the signal any moment now. You ready?
I was made ready. The time has finally come, and I will not waste it.
Interesting. Those are models I haven't seen before. They're definitely like inspired by the Transformers War and Fall of Cybertron games, but I don't think that those are actually models from the games. Those must be custom.
May Primus guide you to speak with wisdom.
Orion, whatever happens in that room, I just want to say thank you. Even with all my efforts, I know none of this would have been possible without your help.
Of course. Just promise me one thing. Can you change up your speeches every now and then?
Don't start this again.
This reminds me also of like their brotherhood in Transformers 1, which, by the way, if you've never seen that movie, you honestly should, because that is the best Transformers iteration I have ever seen. Period. Hands down. I don't care. I don't want to hear any arguments. It is. Just end of discussion. I don't know if those characters there are built using the multiplayer parts. I don't recognize most of those parts, so I honestly don't know. But it's a really cool addition that they put here with this flashback.
I can practically predict your words at this point.
How many times must I say this? My speeches are meticulously crafted for maximum inspiration.
You mean maximum repetition.
I can promise no such thing. Perhaps one day, the honor of delivering them will fall to you.
Maybe. One day. Until then, assuming everything goes well, here's to your promotion.
Our promotion.
What do you mean?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you now. With my ascension to Prime, you will be at my side as my most trusted second-in-command.
What?
Your days of seclusion in the archives are finally coming to an end. Much to your dismay, I'm sure.
I don't know what to say. I've never had an opportunity like this before.
Well?
While we may not have always seen eye to eye, I know you come from a place of sincerity. You've always fought for what is right, and you've never strayed from your path.
Oh, that hurts.
I would be honored to stand beside you, my friend.
That hurts.
After today, we will be brothers.
Brothers.
Oh, he did do it. I saw it in his hand. I was wondering if he actually, like, fully ripped his head off, but he did. Yeah, good question. The end? Okay, hold on. Him going back.
Hey guys, it's me, Johnnyflash. I hope you guys enjoyed the film. If you did enjoy the film, please consider dropping a like, comment what you thought of the film, and share this video with your friends or share it on social media. And I know what you guys are thinking right now. Johnny, is this how it ends? Is there gonna be more? No. Is what could happen. Let me explain. So this film that you just watched was very difficult to make, and not only expensive financially, but just expensive on me personally. Just very, like, a lot of late nights, just not a good time. And that's just not something that I can put myself through again unless I get, the proper support from you guys. I do have a lot of ideas in my head right now, and we already started some pre-production at the moment, but when it comes to the actual production for this film, that is kind of in question at the moment. But it's really exciting, guys. Like, I just want to, tell you guys, but I can't. Just know that it will be just as intense and build off of what this film kind of set up. So I've set up another fundraiser, and just like last time, we have rewards again. But this time they are much more extensive. You can get your name in the credits, a 4K wallpaper, previs plus the script, music only plus sound effects only, an exclusive t-shirt design, an exclusive hoodie, an exclusive framed poster, VIP early premiere, plus Q&A with me, Johnnyflash, and executive producer in the credits. And the best part is, these rewards actually stack. So the higher the reward you get, you'll also get everything below that as well. The primary goal for this fundraiser is $10,000. There are other goals as well, but the first goal is $10,000, and we'll see where we go from there. The deadline to reach this goal is going to be this day right here. There's not a lot of time, but I really believe we can do this, and I hope you guys believe in this too. Also, I forgot to mention, this is a fixed fundraiser this time. So what does that mean? If we do not reach the primary goal, all the money will be refunded to everyone. So it's all or nothing kind of deal, guys. So no pressure. If you guys enjoyed this film or just want to see what happens next, please consider getting the word out and donating and supporting, just anything you guys can do to make dreams a reality.
Okay. I also see that there's a Nemesis Prime full movie in 4K. So I wonder if that is how, I wonder if that's the prequel to this. I wonder if this is how Optimus turns the Nemesis Prime and then gets into this. But I don't know. I'll have to take a little teensy glimpse of that, or maybe I'll just straight up blind react to it. I don't know. But I'm curious about that. And I'm curious about trying to get this this next chapter fundraised. So if you want to support this, if you want to support Johnnyflash and trying to make more like amazing animation like this, go take a look at the fundraiser. I personally will probably be donating, I don't know, at least a little bit, because I would love to be able to support this in some way, shape, or form. But we'll have to see how my financial situation is. I have a house, so it's kind of like up in the air as to how much money I'm actually freely capable of like being comfortable donating, if anything at all. But like at the very least, I'm hoping this video here gets some attention to his video, so that way we can, you know, greenlit the next chapter. And I might pop into the Nemesis Prime full movie and you know, react to that too sometime in the nearest future. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you for joining me. I am ArcAlpha12. Go check out Johnnyflash's other stuff and consider helping support the next chapter of this, and I will see you in the next video.